Here with Coach LeViere and some of the Bruins seniors after an incredible championship game in which the Bruins defeated top-seeded Pensacola. 78-62 was the final. Coach, I know we talked about this even at the post-game yesterday. You had mentioned, you can't look back at what had happened the last time we met this team or the last two times we met this team. It only mattered what the result was. And so talk to me about kind of the messaging coming into this one in the pregame and the strategy of how we were going to play against a team like Pensacola.
Well, little things count big, and playing defense, rebounding, good passes, little things that don't show up on stat sheets. We talked about that, and playing them the third time, we know them and we know what their tendencies are, and so we did a lot of scouting and talking about who they are and what they want to do. I think the stats speak for themselves when we take the player of the year out of the game totally. And I feel like, these young ladies here and their teammates did an awesome job on the court defensively, just disrupted what they wanted to do. And we had a good game plan, I felt, and they executed it really well. So, I can't be happier for these young ladies. A lot of work, and particularly our seniors, and we've got a couple others that aren't here as seniors, but not pictured here, but just as much work, on their part, and just so happy for them.
You had just mentioned it, but you can come up with a game plan, but it's all about execution. And particularly, coming into this game, you knew you were going to need a big game from your seniors, particularly the three in this that are sitting here. I think accounted for over 60 points of our 78. So just talk to me about that contribution from this group and what that meant for this win.
Yeah, when these guys came in as freshmen, I think that was maybe our first or second year in the D2, and went down to Tacoma Falls, and I can remember Rachel Clark coming in that game and having a big game. Kylie's a freshman, Madison coming in and won the regional championship down there, and then to have these three in particular make the contribution they did today, that just speaks volumes. An entire career from beginning to end for us here, and to be able to do it at home, it's special. And we'll always have this memory, and that's something nobody can take away.
Madison, we'll start with you and we'll just go on down the line. But Madison, I know in particular the last couple times we played this team, it's been hard for our offense to get into rhythm, and we've had times where we just went completely stagnant. And so what was key for us? I know defense fed a lot into that offense, but what was key for us to get going offensively, particularly in the second quarter?
Well, we just had to slow down. Coach has been preaching at us for the last 2 weeks to just go 50% in practice when we do offense and go hard on defense. So I feel like today we just took our time and broke their press, and that really is what made us score a lot, is we took our time.
Kylie, kind of the same question I asked Coach just a moment ago, but as a senior coming into this, you guys have been in the region playoffs several times before. The emotion of even playing last year in the region championship game. So as seniors, what kind of mindset did you guys try to instill in everybody else about what was possible against Pensacola?
Yeah, it's just knowing our role. Jana, one of the other seniors, spoke right before the game and just saying, listen, every single one of us is making a contribution to this game, whether you realize it or not. And that's so important for the rest of our team to know, just as we're leaving, knowing that they're just as important as we were going into this game, and that just knowing our role and knowing what we can do as a teammate to just help everyone feed off of each other is really, really important.
Rachel, there were several times throughout the game where they were key moments that in previous games this season, we seemed to kind of come apart at those moments. Today, we kept our composure, and even talking to Coach at halftime, I said, what's the key in the second half? And he said, poise and control. He said, we've got to be able to keep ourselves under control. So what do you think in that second half, as they started to make runs and they started to chip away, even in the fourth quarter, cutting it all the way back down to 5, what do you think helped us in keeping our poise throughout the game?
Really, I just think it's that we just all come together and give each other reminders when those times happen, when just we get 3 things in a row that really aren't helping us out or turning the ball over. It's just coming to each other and being the next play, we have this. And when all 5 of us are saying that to each other, I know me, I say a lot on the court, not necessarily because I'm trying to tell Kylie what to do, but it's because I need to hear it myself. And when all 5 of us are out there contributing to that, it makes us stay focused and stay on goal.
Coach, final thoughts from you as, again, a lot of people coming into this tournament would have said, Pensacola probably is going to run away with this one. We were able to come out and and really from the opening stages of this game go neck and neck with them, and then really from about the late stages of the second quarter took a lead and never looked back. So collectively, what are your thoughts in this team's win tonight?
Well, it shows a lot of character on our part because we have lost to them twice, and both times we went down big to them. When they played us here, we went down, we came back, I think lost by single digits maybe, I don't remember exactly, but we just dug a hole and couldn't come back from that. Down at their place, we just really never in the game after the first few minutes. And so I think we all knew that we could do what we just did, and not just compete with them, but beat them. And yet you could almost see in this game when we came out neck and neck, back and forth, went down 17-11, I think was a key point when we could have crumbled and folded, and we didn't. And a lot of character displayed by the team going out there and competing and maintaining control and poise under those circumstances. It gets tight there in the second half when they come within 5, and then we just made good decisions, and we didn't panic. And that's a great team to be a coach of. It's great senior leadership. I can trust them to do the right things on the court sometimes, don't have to call timeout all the time. And it was just a really good effort and a lot of character shown.
Alrighty, thank you guys.